Hi, so today we are here to solve this LeetCode problem number 28. It's a find the index of the first occurrence in a string. Okay, let's read the description and then try to come up with a solution. Given two strings, needle and haystack, return the index of the first occurrence of needle in haystack or -1 if needle is not part of haystack. Okay, let's look at the example. So we have been given the haystack as sad but sad and needle is sad, so we have to find this sad, the first occurrence of sad in this haystack. So we can see that this sad is here as well as here, but since this is the first occurrence, so we have to uh, return the index of this, and it starts at 0, so we return 0 as the answer. And let's look at the next example. So here haystack is given as LeetCode and needle is LeetO. So if we try to find this, it's not present in here. So if there was no C, then it could have been a match, but since there is no match, it matches up to lead, but then there is O and it finds a C, so it doesn't match and then goes on, and it can't find a match, so it returns -1. Okay, it looks like a simple problem. Let's try to think how we can do it. Um, there is a there is a method that we can use in JavaScript, that is index of. Since these strings are considered as an array, so we can simply use it like this: haystack dot index of needle, and it will return us the first index of haystack, first index of needle in this haystack. But that would be too simple for this medium problem, so let's try to implement our own solution instead of doing using this inbuilt function. So let's try to think of our solution using an example. So what we can do is, I think we can use a two-pointer approach here. And what we can do is we can start checking the haystack for the first letter of this. So we keep a pointer at this place and keep start from the first index of haystack and keep checking. If we find a match, then we move to the next index, and here as well. If we don't find a match, suppose it's like this. Uh, then what we do is we found a match, we didn't find a match, so we reset this index, and then again we find a match, and we find a match. Since we found the match, so we return the index of the first match. That will be current index minus the length of needle. So let's try to implement it. Let I equals to 0, and so let's run a for loop. J equals to 0 to j is less than equals to haystack dot length and then j plus plus. So what we have to do is let's have our result as only, let result equals to -1. Initialize result with -1, and we can simply return it if we don't find a match. So we return result here, and here what we have to do is we check if haystack um, j is equals to needle I. Then in this case, what we do is we set um, I plus plus. Else, what we do is we do I equals to 0. So we reset. This is reset, and this is to match next char in needle. So this will do that. And another thing is, if we have reached the end of the string, end of needle. So if I is equals to needle dot length, then uh, we return j minus I. So this will be j will be the index, current index. So j could be here, and then I is 3. So we reduce 3 from this, and we get this. So let's try to do a dry run, and then we can see. So initially I is 0, result is -1, and then we start with j equals to 0. So j equals to 0, and char will be h, haystack of j will be uh, s. s. I intentionally dropped the d from here so that we find a match here. So haystack is s, and then we see that it's a match. So we do I plus plus. So now I is 1, and then we move to next character, that is 1. This will be a, and then we see that this matches. So we increment again, and this will move to next character. Now we get a b, and we see that i's length is not equals to needle. I is not equals to needle dot length. Needle dot length is 3. We can write it here, equals to 3. So now that we see that this let's write it here. Needle I is what? 2. uh, D. Needle 2 is D. So now haystack 2 is B. So we reset I. So it will be 0 again. Then we come again, and in which we find a U. It's not a U here. It's a S. So we move to the next. That is 3. And then this gets a T. Not matched. Moves to next. Gets an S. So it increments this. Now moves to next, gets an A, increments, and we have an A here, moves to next, gets a D, and increments because it's a D as well. And now that I equals to 3 and needle dot length is also 3. So what it will do is it will return j minus I. J minus I is what? 6 minus 3, that is 3. So it will return result as 3. Let's see if that is right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, J was 6, I was 3. So J was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was 7 actually. It was 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 1. Plus 1. Okay. Since I moved far. Let's try to run it. Okay, it's accepted. Let's try to submit. Wrong answer. Output is -1. Expected is 4. Okay, let's try to. You can now edit all your test cases in text editor. Oh, okay. Let's see what went wrong here. We have to Mississippi. So this will get here, here, this. Okay. So what happened is it since it was already in a match, it kept matching, and then um, this happened. So a new one started. So that's why it failed. I didn't consider that test case. For this, maybe what we can do is let's look at the test constraints first. Constraints are 10 raised to power 4. Okay, maybe we can try to do an n square, and what we can do is we start from here first and then try to find a match. Then we start from here, try to find a match. Start from here, try to find a match. Instead of just moving linearly, we move across uh, all the cache. So this will be like this. Another, let k equals to 0, k is less than equals. This should have been less than, k is less than length k plus plus, and we take this inside. Now what we have to do is we start k and we start it from uh, k plus 1, or, or maybe we can simply start from k and then keep checking until he stack dot length. Otherwise what we do is let's move our reset to here, or simply we can move our initialization here, and we can, in the case of else, we can simply break out of this loop. So now what will it do is it will start from here, try to find a match. If it finds a match, it's fine. Otherwise it moves to next, tries to find a match, moves to next, tries to find a match. I think this one should work. Let's try to run. Yeah, it did. Let's try to submit. Okay, it worked. Thanks. That's all for today. Bye bye.